First, I'd like to welcome you to this event of the Opportunity Zone Meetups. My name is Carl Dakin. One of my hats that I wear is with a capital coaching company called Dakin Capital, LLC. And what we are here to do as a group with approximately 168 members now is to share information on opportunity zones and do it at a practitioner level. So we've been through, a lot of you probably been through one or more high-level, rah-rah, cheerleader type programs. This one is focused on those who need to know how things work as they work so they can plan, design, implement opportunity zone funds and projects. And we're here to try to kind of be the tip of the spear, the snowbreaker to figure out how this happens. And if you have any questions about opportunity zones, we'll try to answer them either in this venue or leave the question with us. If it's a really hard question, I give it to Nate, let Nate figure it out. We now have a lot of contacts across the United States, and we're trying to share information in an informal network while we move through this as quickly as possible. So welcome to this particular program. Tonight we're going to talk about workforce housing and how opportunity zone models can enable funding of workforce housing, either new development or retrofit, and we'll get into that. So one of the good things about me being up here already is I'm also the sponsor of tonight's program, so I'll make a short pitch here on behalf of Dakin Capital. I myself wear multiple hats. I teach at DU part-time. I'm a principal in several projects, but my primary day job is putting together capital campaigns. So I design, stage, and manage either direct or supporting roles in raising funding from whatever source for whatever purpose. And I got into opportunity zones early last year, helped put on a state conference in November that was community focused. And about the same time, we started putting on these meetups and started recording those in November of last year. So all the recordings of these are up on the YouTube channel where you can see them. And you can see some of the progress we've had in understanding, and you can see where you're getting more and more detailed. We're getting more hands-on as our hands get dirty in these individual projects. But this is part of what I'm here for, is to help people figure out how to get the funding they need to start and grow whatever project they're working with. So one of my other projects I'm working with is the Sugar Beet District. We've made them a sponsor. I'm a principal in a 50-acre mixed-use project that is intended to create the ultimate live, work, play environment. And the idea is to acquire some properties, build them in a net zero fashion, and then invite tenants who would come there and work together under a new set of rules that they all have to be public benefit corporations to be a tenant. They're going to have to ascribe to the general requirements of a Colorado Benefit Corp, as well as rules that we're going to impose with regard to operations, like a super, I'll call it commercial homeowners association. And it's in progress. We're having a few bumps getting properties under contract. We're working through those now. And we're hopeful that we may get a first property under contract the next month or two, and then we'll scramble to put together raise money into a fund that's already been established and move down that path. But it should be a lot of fun because it'll include a hotel, a distillery, spa, brew house, commercial offices, retail space, workforce housing. It's got a little bit of everything in it. So this is part one, where we talk about what we're up against. And opportunity zones, most of you have seen the general information on this, and it's an evolving area, both in terms of the rules being formulated, understood, explained, and applied, and we're still coming up with questions every day, such as if a person has an interest in 4 LLCs, this is my lunch question, if you have an interest in 4 LLCs and one of them owns a property pre-2018, you can get a 20% interest in that project as it evolves, but can you bring money out of any of your other LLCs and with capital gains and roll them into the same project because you're the same taxpayer? It's not clear if the rules preclude you bringing money in from a different source, or whether because you're the same taxpayer, you're subject to that 20% maximum participation in the real estate after the funding occurs. So we're going to find out. That'll be one of the questions we'll be looking into. And because it may make a difference whether this person is a 20% holder or could end up being a majority or fund the whole project. It depends on how that works. But there are three primary benefits. You get the deferral of your capital gains tax from immediately in the tax year in which you would pay it. You get a potential discount if you leave the money in for 5 or 7 years of the taxes that you'll have to pay, but you'll still end up paying those taxes even at a discount in 2026. But the big enchilada in the picture is at the end of 10 years of holding, any appreciation that would otherwise be taxable is tax-free. There's a waiver of the taxes at that point in time, and that serves as a major incentive for people investing in real estate, people investing in businesses, or as we described here, a hybrid, which is a combination of business and real estate. So in a prior session, we talked about real estate has a natural, almost maximum appreciation that's likely to occur from development and then just normal growth in a community, where a high-flying tech business might have an unlimited upside, and all that profit you would make could all be tax-free. And so you have a much greater potential of benefit from the business than you do from the property. But some people are creating hybrid projects, and we're doing these with innovation hubs and some other things where you're combining a business with a property, so you get a little bit of the security continuity of the property that's there, but you also have the potential that the business is going to excel and create more profits, which means you have a higher benefit from this overall program. So that's a big deal. So ordinarily at this time we do a showcase. I don't have a particular showcase this week, so I'm going to give you a kind of a prequel to what's going to happen in the next few weeks. But if you get your fund, you want to bring your fund in here. You do a 5-minute overview of it, bring your slide deck, get it to me in advance. We get that all set up. And then it's not only presented to everybody here, but it goes to our audience, and it's posted nationally. And as long as there's no issues in how you're offering, your securities, then we can show it to everybody. And we tell them it's educational anyway. So we go down that path. We've had a variety of projects here, and we're going to have more. And so whenever you're ready on your project, Matt, or anybody else has a project, please let me know, because the more projects we get out there, the more perspectives we're seeing, and it's helpful to everybody. So tonight we're going to be talking about workforce housing. We have that model, which we're going to share tonight, probably at the next session, and I don't remember the date. It's on the calendar, but I'll have to look it up. We'll have 2 programs in August, and one will probably be on opportunity zones and whole life insurance as a combo. And the other one will probably be opportunity zones and teaching educational skills within a work study type format. And in each of these cases, the opportunity zone investors provide the key funding, and then there's different mechanisms to give them higher ROI or reduce the risk or give them other benefits that may go beyond just the ROI. So that's where we're going probably for the next 2 sessions, and then we'll pick a topic for when we schedule things going into the fall. We don't have anything on the calendar yet for September and going forward, but we'll get that done. Everything's on the Opportunity Zone Meetup site, so if you've joined the group, you automatically get announcements of everything. And if you're a member of the group, you automatically get notices about downloading all the videos and slides and all that kind of stuff. So that brings me to the end of part 1. We'll take a quick break right here, make sure everything's where it needs to be.